Hey guys, welcome to another explain video. We are back at the airport that we last left off. Can't remember the name. What kind of is remember this airport's name? It is Hartsfield-Jackson Atlanta International, and we are currently on the Concourse B, which is basically the only spawn point that we have. And our gate that we are supposed to be at is somewhere there, but there is no spawn point over there, and because there are some issues with this scenery, I can't really add another spawn point there. So I guess we have to live with whatever spawn point that we have over here. And yeah, so today we have a 2-hour flight in front of us. We are going to head to Chicago O'Hare, and see, we are flying with Delta, and our flight number is Delta1812. Cruise altitude is flight level 360. Flight time is about 2 hours. The scheduled departure timing is in 15 minutes, but there's no way that we are making that, so it should be alright. And let me update my parking timing, so give me a moment. And yeah, like I said, the flight is 2 hours, around 2 hours long, maybe a little bit shorter because of the lack of traffic. And we have 7.8 tons of fuel on board today, 3.6 which will be the reserves, which is approximately half of it, and the extra weight that we have today is 10. So yeah. Anyways, I didn't really prepare for the other information today. Whatever, I will key in as we go. So anyways, let us go ahead and go to our overhead panel. Let us set the Windows heat to on, trim air to on, the blitz to auto and on, the flight altitude to 360. There we go. Wheel well lights can go on, the anti-ice can go on, the yaw damper can go on, the cabin utility and IFE can go on, the no smoking and fasten seatbelt signs can go on, and the battery cover can be closed, seatbelt sign, standby power the guard can be closed, and also the emergency exit lights can be closed. Now to our FMC, I'm not going to key in using a route request, but rather our key this in manually. So our destination is Chicago, which is Kilo Oscar Romeo Delta. Our flight number is Delta 1812, and the runway for departure is 09 left, or 9 left if you're an American. Actually I should be saying 9 left because this is in America, so yep. Anyways, our departure is the Pencil 2 departure. There we go. Transition is LEDRR. Execute that. Arrivals is the Expo 3 arrival. Transition is Mike Zulu Zulu. Is the flight plan really directing me to there? Is that? Let me check. Hold on. Yeah, it's directing me to the arrival. So not sure why, but okay. I think I know why. Yeah, maybe I will just do another place, another route. So let me change it on the bad sim first, and yeah, the last one would be, let's see. Yeah, okay, that should be fine. So that should be our new flight plan. Alright, we will have our approach for, what is the runway for arrival? Can't find it. There we go. 22 right. There is a lot of runways in Chicago, so yeah, it's not really fun, is it? And the winds there are 21010, so 22 right should be fine. And that's our transition. Execute you. And let's go to the route page. Let's go ahead and go to the next page. Our next waypoint will be Glazer. So it's Golf Lima Alpha Zulu Romeo. And then we will be on the airway of Quebec 188 to, oh wow, why is it in belly entry? Come on. Did I write it incorrectly? Because I know it is on Quebec 188 for Glazer. Yeah, it should be right. So let me hold on. Let me check this on the sim brief. Oh, it has invalid endpoint. Interesting. Okay then. I think that airway is not suited for that direction. Well, that would be interesting. Alright. Now I have to come up with another plan. Maybe we'll just go with the original route where I direct towards that waypoint or something. How about this? Let's try direct to SWAPP. Right, then we will be on Juliet 89 towards I see. Is there any other arrival star for Chicago? I know you guys are probably thinking, why am I listening without looking at what I'm doing right now? Yeah, it's gonna get confusing if I keep switching the scenes, so I would rather not switch scenes at all. So let's see, what is the available star from the south? Right, let's see which is runway 22 right. 22 right is over there, so right, no problem. That is north, that is absolutely north. It's the east, that is north, the east star, the southwest star, southeast star. So let's see, can I use that star, or is it getting used? I don't think it's getting used. What is the Vic 3 arrival? Oh, I always still have to use the Mike Zulu waypoint, so well, that's unfortunate, I guess. Alright, not a problem. I will try to make a route out of you. So next, the waypoint to the end of July 89 will be India in the uniform. Oh god. Where did that go? SWAPP. We need Juliet 89 in there, please. Oh god. That is not good. That is absolutely not good. Oh my god. Alright. Guess we'll kill it. Key it in here manually. So after swap, it will be India uniform. There we go. Then we will head to HEVAN. Yes, Hotel Echo Victor Alpha November. Followed by, of course, Mike Zulu Zulu. There we go. Which will be on the airway of Quebec 188. So to sum the thing up, let me try and make this into a flight plan. So after ladder will be direct to swap. Oh god, come on. Swap. Then we'll direct to. Is it direct? No, it's not direct. It's an airway. Juliet 89 towards in the India uniform, and then we will direct to HEVAN, and then it will be on that airway of Quebec 188, and the route is invalid. Alright then, that is not screwed. So I guess we'll not use the airway of Quebec 188, but rather use the direct waypoint, and that is our new flat plan route. There we go. Alright, finally got this done. And let's make sure everything is right. So yep, everything should be right. Let's auto fuel the performance for gross weight, 0 fuel weight, and for our reserves it is 3.6 tons. Cost index of 17. Cruise is 360. Cruise winds. Let's check the cruise winds. Oh god, now I have to wait again for some brief. Well, that's not fun. It's a few more seconds. Come on, there we go. Right, so where's the cruise wind? 277 at 018. And the type of climb, ISA is +3. Right, so now to check the length of the runway in Atlanta. Should be fairly long. Yep. We should be able to do a 22 kd rate. The outside air temperature for Atlanta is 13 degrees Celsius. We'll do climb 1 power, takeoff auto fuel the center of gravity, flaps 5. And that's our V speeds for today. Trims is 5.26, so we'll set an approximation of 5.26. There we go. And our V2 is 140. There we go. Alright. So there's no restriction for altitude. So we should be able to do a VNAV climb. So set our altitude to 36,000 on flight level 360. This is going to take ages. There we go, 360 has been set. We will set the runway heading of 095. Oh, that's the wrong direction. There we go. I think the course we can also set to 095. I'm not sure whether we need to set the course for departure, but we'll set it just in the case. There we go, 095. And we'll arm the auto throttle, turn on the flight directors, turn on LNAV, VNAV, and should be about it for the autopilot panel. We'll set AutoBrakes to RTO. remove that warning, and we'll bring in some cockpit lights as well for now. And I did forget to say that if X-plane looks different, I have adjusted the reshade settings, so it looks, I guess, a bit more saturated now, or a little bit more bright in some areas. So yeah. Anyways, we are not going to use the better pushback today, because for the past 2 times that I have used it, it has crashed my X-plane. And one of the times that I've tried was recording this video, but after that I didn't record it again, so that's why there wasn't a video last week. So I might make 2 videos this week instead, depends. So yeah. Anyways, we'll turn on the anti-collision light, the left forward fuel pump, and we'll start our APU. Alright, we'll turn on the hydraulics, and we'll set the engine start to right engine. Oh, whoa, what's that? I think it happens every time when I start the APU. Not exactly sure, but alright. So what I'm going to do today is reverse out of the gate myself. Yep, you heard me right. I am going to reverse out of the gate myself, because the X-plane's pushback truck is absolutely horrible. To be fair, I can use this instead. Where is it? Tuck master. There we go. We will call in the medium tug, I guess. But if I'm correct, I don't think I can start my engine. So I'm not sure. I haven't used this in forever since the better pushback plugin came out. So yeah. Right, APU has started. APU generators go in. Ground power goes off. Ground handling can all drive away. Right, we will get our checklist. We'll see the before start fuel pumps. The left forward is on, APU is on, PEX and recirculation fans, turn it off, lock the truck also, APU generators is on, ground power is off, anti-collision lights is on, engine start switch has been set to the right engine chocks, chocks are out, and the clock can be set to run later on. Right, now let's wait for the ground handling to finish their tasks. I don't think there's anyone in the airport. Yep, I'm the only one here. But there's also no ATC online. There is ATC online now in Chicago. Chances are it will probably go off soon. So, yeah. And the altimeters for this airport is also 3028. I'm not sure why these simulator is running at a low speed. It's probably because I'm lagging a little bit. There we go, 3028 has been set. And let us remove the ground handling people. And we will remove our parking brakes. The gate should, the jetway should disconnect us, and we can push back. And as for the push back direction, we will be doing nose right tail lefts. Yeah, should be nose right tail left for 09 left. Let me check. Just in case, this should be 9 left over here. No, this is what? 11 right? There's no runway 11 in this airport, is there? Alright then. It's 11 left. I don't believe there is. There's only runway 8 left, 8 right, 9 left, 9 right, and runway 10. And I don't think it's this runway either. So, no, this is 9 left. What? Hold on. Yeah, sorry, this is the actual correct runway. That over there is 8 left and 8 right. So we will be pushing back towards nose left, tail right. Right, so let us, I guess, start our pushback. Come on, can you go away? There we go. Alright, now we can start engine 2. Engine 2 goes to start. Engine is starting. I'm not sure what's the turning circle for this plane, so I hope I can get it correct. And the fuel flow goes in. And I'm also running the X-Plane version of 11.10 beta 2, not beta 3, because I'm like that. Let's put in out the fuel before I forget about it. And I guess we can turn our right turn now. No, wrong way. Sorry. There we go. Oh, that's the correct way. Right, engine 2 has started. Let's switch you to. No, wrong way. Hold on. You are pushing me back the wrong way. Come on. I guess we are going in the center of both taxiways now. Anyways, engine 1 starts. We'll bring in the generators for engine 2. Well, I just screwed up my pushback there, I guess. And we can stop our pushback here. And we will turn left ourselves over there. And fuel flow. Oh god, what are you doing? Parking brakes, please. There we go. Can't forget about parking brakes. Right, both engines has started. Set the engine start switch to both, and we will turn on the left generators for the engine 1, and we'll get rid of this pushback guy. Turn off the APU. APU blitz goes off. Wing, no, sorry, not, oh god, whatever. I'll just turn it on anyways. Local lights go on, wing lights go on, as I have said just now. Restuck fan goes on, PAX goes on. Right, and we will get rid of the cockpit lights, because we don't need it anymore. And we'll set our flaps to 5. We will bring in the runway turn off lights and the taxi lights. We also will turn on the the airport data and the traffic for this side. Turn on the VORs, and for this side we'll turn on the weather radar, which the weather isn't that heavy right now. That should be calm right now, so shouldn't be anything on the radar, and we'll reduce the radar zoom. As for that side, I'm fine with that zoom. Yeah, we won't be using that much anyways. So our flaps has been set to 5, and let us bring out the before taxi checklists. The PAX and resuck fans are on, taxi lights and runway turn off lights are on, APU and bleeds are off, yaw damper is on, sorry. Strobe lights go to steady, and the flight controls: full left, full right, full up, full down, at the left, and at the right. Right, flight controls are checked. We are ready for taxi, so let us put in some power. And let's take out our parking brakes, or unset our parking brakes. A bit more power, please. There we go. And we are basically the same as the real life plane, about the same, where the real life plane has just pushed back and is taxiing to the runway. I'm bringing in a bit more power here for the turn, because for this plane, if you have watched my other videos, this plane requires a lot of power just to turn, but if it's on a straight line, it's fine. So yeah, Anyways, we will just taxi straight, turn right, and head all the way down to the end and on to the holding point for 9 lefts. Should be a simple departure out of here. And we'll clear the FMC message. So we set. There's going to be nothing on the co-pilot's FMC because I didn't set anything there. And the reason why I am not doing the request flight plan thingy is because when the last time I tried it, it's a bit broken for some weird reason. Even on the stable version for this plane, there's 2 versions for this plane actually, 2 types of version. One is the beta version, I think. Not sure if it's even beta or not. Or yeah, this is the version 3.20. And the other one is the stable version of version 3.06. Both versions are broken, so I'm not sure what versions to use. I'm surprised there's actually such a high gap between the tarmac and the terminal. It's actually quite high, to be honest. And is that a 738? Because that doesn't look like a 738 in the cockpit mirror. It's weird, but alright. Not going to complain. Altitude disagree. Oh yeah, I have to set you to 3028. There you go. 3028 has been set. Start our right turn here, which is onto taxiway Lima. I hope this is the right direction. The chart doesn't have a specific direction, so whatever. Right, it will just be a straight down to the end, left, turn onto holding point Lima. And then we will take off from there. So that is concourse B right there, if I'm correct, and that is concourse A, and that's the concourse Tango. The real life gate is actually there, if I remember. Gate stand Echo 28. And we were on the other side because there's no spawn point for Echo 28, like I said. And there's a lot of Delta planes over here. Not surprising, but should be more variety. And no, these are not planes that I would like to have on the airport. It's just that the map maker has placed it there, so whatever. Have to deal with it. Turn on the terrain radar for this site now. Although it's probably not a good idea since I'm still kinda in the terminal area. But it's alright. Bit off the center line. More Delta planes. Hey, that one is facing the wrong direction. Either that or that's just a remote stand. Yeah, that's just a remote stand. Never mind. We could technically turn left over here onto taxiway Tango, but I mean holding point Tango, or but it's alright. We will take off at. We'll take off from the beginning of the runway. Right now that we are kind of out of the terminal area, we'll set our transponder to TARA. say goodbye to Atlanta soon. The real life plane has already taken off. It's in the air 10,000 feet. Hopefully we can catch it up by the time we reach Chicago. Right, coming out is our left turn on to holding point Lima. We set the engines to continuous for departure. The first turn here was actually to turn back on taxiway mic, so I'm taking the second turn. And that's the holding point there, which I am not going to hold at because there's no departure or arrivals. So we will put in our landing lights, bring out our taxi lights, set the strobe lights to position and steady.
Approaching 09 left.
So before takeoff checklist, terrain radar is on, transponder is set to TARA, landing lights are on, strobe lights are positioned and steady, taxi lights is set to off, engine start switch is continuous, clock, I did forget the gates clock, but we will start our takeoff clock. There we go, clock has been started and we are ready for departure.
On runway 09 left.
And of course I missed the center line. Right, here we go. Goodbye Atlanta. 60% per hour. Engines are stable. And power sets. $80 knots. A bit off of the center line. V1, rotate. Alright, we'll do 10 degrees nose up. Consider a climb, Europe. Trims is a bit too much, so we'll reduce the trims. There we go. 1,000 feet. Beautiful departure of Atlanta. Right, we'll connect the autopilot now. There we go, it's turning us onto the LNAV route. And it's speeding us up until 230 knots, flaps 2, flaps 1. Look at that airport there. It's quite beautiful. Flaps up. Alright, we'll set our engines to auto now. VNAV doing its own thing. Now I'm overspeeding because the VNAV is not that well coded. And now we have a climb rate of 4,500 feet per minute. That is insanely high, if I do say so myself. And I'm sorry for that external view there. It's extremely loud. We enjoy the wing view out of Atlanta. Technically everything should be a little bit less bright in terms of the wings, but I'm not sure what's making it so bright. Although it's nice to see it bright, but it's a little bit too bright for my liking. I'll turn off the runway lights. Or the landing lights actually. It's the airport back there. Our departure timing was 20 minutes late, but oh well, what can I do? We are technically late for departure, since in America, if I'm correct, it's as long as it is about 15 minutes, yeah, late. I think we can turn off the runway turn-off lights and wing lights. And well, look at that. I think it's the city that's making the aircraft so bright. Other than that, I have no clue what's gonna make it that bright for the wings, because the lights resemble those of the houses below. We'll lock the gears too. So after takeoff checklist, gears are up and locked, flaps are up, and start switches from set to auto, landing lights is off, altimeters, what's the transition for this airport? 18,000 feet, oh wow. Seatbelt signs will be switched off after I switch the altimeters. Now we will just wait and relax until the transition altitude. The lot for the lights is pretty horrible. This basically explains for having it such so low. Can't do nothing much about it because I have no idea what objects are used to make all those lighting. So if I know them, of course I will change them. Why is it capturing a LSDM? Well, technically I do have a active for 1119, so whatever. We are approaching our transition fairly soon, which is 18,000. So we'll turn the seatbelt signs to off after this turn, or maybe after that turn. Whatever, I'll just turn it off now. So seatbelt signs has been set to off. Passengers are able to move freely if they want to, and we'll switch the altimeters to standard. Please, there we go. Right, am I able to set my cruise? Never mind, whatever. I'll just let it cruise at whichever speed it wants to. So we'll turn on the wing lights again. Yeah, instead of just full darkness. So anyways, I'm just going to cut over here, and I'll be back at the top of the descent for Chicago. Hope you guys enjoy the music. Right, we are nearly at our 10%, probably about 20 more nautical miles to go, and we are still going to do the same runway with it, which is 22 right, because the winds are blowing at 2009 knots. So yeah, it's also a decent sized runway with this, which is 2.3 kilometers long. So yeah, should be fine. While we wait for the top of descent, we will set our MCP altitude to flight level 240 first, and we will reduce it to even further later on, and we'll set our landing altitude to 650. There we go, 650 has been set. As for the minimums for the runway 22 right, let me check really quickly. It is 200 feet. It's quite a long ways to go. 200 feet. There we go, 200 feet has been set. Right. For the cost of the runway, it would be 223. So I set both co-pilot and pilot's cost to 223. There we go. And there we go. We'll set the heading to the next waypoint's heading, which is, come on, don't lag on me. Oh god. There we go. Oh god. Never mind, it's back. Alright. Alright, 297 for the heading. Although, never mind, it's 298. No. There you go, it has started its descent. So, no, it's, sorry, it's reducing the speed now. So, we will tell everybody, it was Chicago's traffic, starting descent from flight level 360, for, what's the arrival? The Expo 3 arrival. Expo 3 arrival. Expecting ILS to arrive. There we go. Alright. And the American 131 is also descending now. He is probably, I would say, about 50 nautical miles away from me. He's somewhere there, so yeah, whatever. Anyways, we are starting our descent into Chicago. Drag is required, but I don't think so. Yeah, drag is not required. So all the brakes were set to 2 actually, since the runway is not that long. And let's bring out our checklists. Descent checklist FMC is verified. Flight instruments is set. The course, yeah, everything is set. Auto brakes set to 2. Nav frequency for ILS 22 right is 1113. So we'll just switch to that and switch back 113. Alright. The course is set. Landing altitude is set to 650. Seatbelt signs, I did forget about that. There we go, seatbelt signs is on. Minimums has been set to 200. So that should be about it. Right, so let us set our MCP altitude to 15,000, where after that we will vector ourselves in. So basically the flight plan route is, oh come on, the flight plan route is that we will fly according to the star, which at the end of the star it will be there. After that, I will vector myself in by turning right and turning right again into the runway. So to zoom in a little bit more, that is the end of the star there. So we will turn right there, downwind of the runway, and then we will turn right back to Nolan and go ahead capture the localizer at glide slope for ILS-22 right. So yeah. So I guess this will be a long descent, and I don't have to do anything until I'm at that waypoint. So I guess I will meet you guys when I am back there, or if I am able to, I would play some music with probably, I don't know which view should I do. Something like that? Yeah, sure. I don't mind. Whatever. Yeah, anyways, I will be back once I am at about 15,000 feet. Or the transition level, whichever is higher. Alright, I'm back, and we are near our transition level, which is flight level 180, and the altimeter for the airport is 3014, so let's set 3014 first, and let us set the airport altimeter now, because it's at the transition level, and we'll set it for the co-pilot too. There we go, 3014 has been set. And we shall tell everybody that we are going to vector ourselves in. Start at what's that waypoint? Pause. Okay. Turn towards downwind. Downwind of for 22 right. Should we tell our heading? Yeah, never mind, downwind should be fine. Let's set the heading towards the downwind of 22 right, which let's see, 223 minus 180 is 40.043. That's the downwind heading. And we shall turn right now, and we shall set our altitude even further down towards 5,000 feet, and we'll set our speed up. We can keep it at 260, and that's Chicago right there, with 8 runways. Pretty much the busiest airport in the world, if I remember correctly. It's just pretty much a long downwind towards the start of the approach for ILS-22 right. And I don't think that we need such a high rate of descent because our downwind is quite far. And set our bank angle to 30 degrees. Yeah, we don't need that much of a vertical speed. And for the American, he is pretty much on finals for his desired runway. As for us, we are still 20 nautical miles away from the airport and 30 nautical miles away from the downwind final. I will just go ahead and turn right heading of 060, and we will do a right turn at Nolan later on. There we go, 1100 feet per minute. So that should bring us to around 7 minutes for the downwind leg before we do our right turn back to Chicago. Probably even longer because I would have to manage my speed afterwards. Our landing lights can go down. Now it's at 250 knots just before 10,000 feet, so that we can quickly do this downwind leg since it's a long one. I think I can disarm my speed brakes too. I don't really need it with such descent rate. Yep, I didn't even need it. Alright. The lights looks quite nice. Explain, please. There we go. The airport looks quite nice, if I do say so myself, for that light. Although none of the buildings are shining, so it's unfortunate. Just only the taxiways and the runways. I'm not sure what's there, because it's either a grass field or something. It's quite empty. How many airports are there around this area? Wow. I think that's Chicago Midway. Not exactly sure. No, Chicago Midway is towards there. That's downtown Chicago, I think. Yeah, Chicago Midway is somewhere there. That's O'Hare that we are landing on, so, yep. Just set our speed to 250 knots now. And now that guy is on finals of 28 right. And as for us, our landing runway is that runway right there, and for him it should be, let's see, which runway is it, that runway over there, this one, but from the other side. So yeah, it should be the longest runway for him. Yep, it's 4 kilometers long because it's a 777, so whatever. And that 0.9 times speed thing, something that has always happened in previous versions of Explain, but just that the Explain doesn't, the simulator doesn't show that you're running at a lower speed. So now that there is Explain 11.10, it shows it, and yeah, it's pretty annoying. But oh well, at least it tells me that I should probably lower my render settings, but you know what, it's fine, because it really only happens if I decide to switch camera views most of the time, and other than that, it only happens during, at places with a lot of airports and such as London Heathrow. I think towards the north of London Heathrow or something, I will definitely get that lower in simulator speed, but oh well, whatever. Right, so we have about 10 nautical miles before we can turn, or do the right turn. It's a pretty long approach, but can't do nothing much. Should probably have chosen another approach, but oh well, whatever. I think the northern side approach would have been better, actually, because it would have I could have just turned into the approach for 22 right, in the middle of the star. So yeah. Oh well. Let us set our landing speed first. So our estimated gross weight for landing is 55.6, I would say, and the I'll choose flaps 30. The landing speed is 137, but what is that about? I'm not sure. What's that? The VREF speed. The winds at Chicago is 9 knots. So the calculated landing speed is 137 knots. So we'll just add 5 knots to that, which would be 142. And 142 is missing. It's over there if you can't. I mean, if you have no idea where I was looking at. So we'll do the right turn now onto Nolan. And we'll set our speed to 200 knots. There we go, 200 knots. Spin set. Continue our right turn into Nolan. Yeah, unfortunately the FMC does not recalculate the pink line. Apparently we have already hit Nolan, so whatever. And we'll bring in the approach. And we'll turn right even more. We'll continue down to 2,000 feet. Or 2,200 actually. Localizer should be captured soon. Continue our right turn. I should capture the localizer. Come on, localizer. There we go. Localizer has been captured. Let us set the go around settings. Let's do to right. So our go around heading would be just straight up the runway, and then we will follow LNAV later on if we need to go around. And we will set our go around altitude to 4,000. We will set the altitude hold now, and our altitude go around is 4,000. There we go. Setting the altitude hold also gives me a chance to lower my speed, which is pretty nice. We're prepared to tell everybody that we're on finals. Chicago traffic on finals. Let's do to right. And there we go. Gears down. Flaps 1. A little bit late for flaps 1, but oh well, whatever. Set my speed to 190 knots. Not sure what that sound cut out was. Alright. And that's the runway right there that we're landing. 22 right. Pretty sure the American has landed. I think so. On Vettastic it says that he is about 1,000 feet, but yeah, there should be a delay. So therefore he should be landing, give or take, about less than a minute time. And for us it will be approximately 3.5 minutes. So our speed to 180 knots. There we go, he has vacated, so that means he has already landed. Flaps 2. Flaps 5. Set my speed to 142 landing speed.
2,500.
Flaps 10. Approach checklist. No, sorry. Before landing checklist, spoilers is set to on. There we go. Landing speed is checked. Engine start switch set to continuous. There we go. Flaps 15. Don't die on me now. There we go. Flaps 25. Chicago City to our left here. And flaps 30. Right, we will disconnect the auto throttle now. Give it a bit more power. And we will disengage autopilot. That's the plane. And the actual plane has already landed when we were at our top of descent, so yeah. Trim it out a bit. And now we are a bit high. Come on, trims, and reduce the power a bit too much for the reduction in the power.
1008 stabilized, Mr. Birch altitude set.
Yeah, Mr. Birch altitude has been set. We are clear to. No, we're not clear to land, but you know we are ready to land. There's no ATC for us to be cleared to land on the runway, so no. We have around 8 knots headwind.
Approaching 2 right.
Approaching 2 right. The throttle is quite sensitive, if I do say so myself.
400.
Okay, now we're a bit high.
Approaching minimums.
Approaching minimums.
200 minimums.
Minimums continue.
Minimums 100. 50, 40, 30, 20, 10.
5,000
There
feet.
we go. Wow, the landing rate. Alright. And reverses in. Reverses are green. $80 knots. 70 knots. 60 knots, reverses off. And we'll give it a bit more power. Auto brake set to off. We'll give it a bit more power for taxi. There we go.
09 right.
Put flaps to up, spoilers to down, and we'll vacate to the left. Over here.
Before you exit the aircraft, and be careful when opening the overhead compartment. You're now free to use your mobile phones and small lightweight devices.
We have about 200 feet remaining. It's pretty nice.
We hope you've had a pleasant experience, and we look
And our arrival timing is, let's see, how late are we? We are 9 minutes late for the scheduled arrival timing. And we'll just set our parking brakes up here. And there we go. Vacated to right. There we go. Alright, so let us turn on our cockpit lights. Wrong way, there we go. We'll start our APU. Turn on the strobe lights. Bring up the landing lights. Bring in some taxi lights in. Wing lights go off. And APU bleeds go on. Anti-Aliasing goes off. Set our transponder to TARA. Terrain radar goes off. The weather radar over there goes off. There we go. And for the after landing checklist, landing lights is off, spoilers is down, flaps is up, auto brakes is off, engine start switch set to auto. clock goes to stop. So we have flown 1 hour and 34 minutes. APU and Blitz is on, and anti-ice is off. Transponder is standby. Terrain radar is off. So after landing checklist is completed. As for our gate, let us find the taxi route for our gate. So we have vacated Alpha 2, and our parking gate is Echo 14. And Echo 14 is at Terminal 2. So we'll be taxiing right on Bravo, continue on Bravo, left on Alpha 9 into Echo 14. So basically right on Bravo over here, taxi straight down on Bravo, left on Alpha 14, I mean Alpha 9, and into Echo 14, which is one of the gates over there. So yep. Right, we'll give it a bit more power than usual for the right turn on Bravo, and we'll turn off the dome light. Right, for our landing rates from SimStall, it was -180. Wow, -188. I don't know. I think I would take the -58 instead, because that looked more like a -58 landing instead of a -188 landing. So yeah, I'll take the -58 that the what is it? The landing speed plugin managed to calculate. So yeah. Right, our left here is Alpha 5, so we have a few more to go before Alpha 9. Might be taxing a bit too fast for the speed. It's Alpha 7 on the left. Not sure why there's cars. Probably all the airport workers or something. It's the most I can think of. Alpha 8 on the left, and we'll go in on Alpha 9. There we go, Alpha 9. I think this is Alpha 8 instead, actually. Oh, well, whatever. Turn right over here on Alpha, then left onto the Echo gates. Bit more thrust for the left turn. and Echo 14, or yeah, Echo 14 is this gate right here. So we'll turn in to Echo 14. There's a suicide truck that just went past us, bringing the APU generators. Come on, APU generators. Turn off the text lights because we don't need it anymore. Oh god. Yeah, it's still on auto, so it's pretty nice. We'll park up, and that will conclude today's flight. There's no marshallers or anything because there's no auto gate, so we'll just park it up on the first dash, which is over here. There we go. I don't think the jetway is going to connect, but oh well, whatever. I mean, if there was even an connectable jetway, I don't think it's going to connect, so yeah, whatever. Anyways, fuel cut. And I did forget to put in a point where I will put in a landing clip, so I'll just put it in randomly. So yep. Anyways, we can turn on the lights. We'll bring the fastest bell sense to off, anti-collision lights goes to off, engine bleeds goes to off, and fuel pump for the right fuel pump and left aft can go off. Front power goes on, and APU can go off. APU bleeds go off. Packs and recirculation fans can go off. Hydraulics goes off. The lights can go off. And that should be about it. So yep. That will conclude today's flight of Delta 1812. Remember the call sign? Let's see. What's the call sign? Yeah, Delta 1812 from Atlanta to Chicago. So, yep. Hope you guys have enjoyed, and I will see you guys in the next video. Take care and goodbye.